Welcome, Enzo.
Thanks to 2 brand new interviews, we now know exactly what the new Mafia game will be about, and man does it sound exciting. The Old Country marks a dramatic shift in the series by returning to the roots of the Mafia with a focus on rural Sicily in the early 1900s. Unlike previous titles that were set in large bustling cities, this game will immerse players in smaller towns, villages, and the scenic Sicilian countryside. The game's slower-paced, intimate setting will offer a more personal experience, contrasting sharply with the urban sprawl and chaos of cities seen in Mafia 3 or Mafia 2. The trailer shown at the Game Awards perfectly highlights this change, showcasing vast, beautiful landscapes and quiet, picturesque villages, creating an atmospheric world that feels grounded in history. The narrative-driven approach further sets the Old Country apart as it returns to the linear storytelling style seen in Mafia 1 and 2. Fans of those earlier games have been longing for a focused, cinematic experience, and this return to that structure promises a deeper, more emotionally charged journey. The developers are keen to deliver a mob movie fantasy where players can live out the drama and intrigue of the Mafia's origins in a way that feels authentic and timeless. This more concentrated, intimate world, combined with the visual power of Unreal Engine 5, sets the Old Country apart from its predecessors, offering a fresh take on a familiar narrative while still staying true to what fans love about the franchise. The anticipation around the game is palpable, especially after seeing how stunning and detailed the trailer is, promising a Mafia experience that feels like a compelling return to form. The setting alone, with its focus on rural Italy rather than cityscapes, already signals that this will be a different kind of Mafia game, one that feels more grounded in history, culture, and the roots of the mob. It's an exciting new chapter for the franchise, and the trailer makes it clear that fans are in for something truly special. In an interview with IGN ahead of Mafia The Old Country's trailer, revealed at the Game Awards 2024, game director Alex Cox and Hangar 13 president Nick Baines revealed that their upcoming game will not follow the open-world formula of GTA 6. Instead, they emphasized the game's return to the more focused linear storytelling of the original Mafia titles, particularly Mafia 1 and Mafia 2. Set in 1900s Sicily, the game will feature a richly detailed environment inspired by historical events such as sulfur mines and the Sicilian Mafia's origins, which form the backdrop for the story of Enzo, a young man who rises from a difficult past to join the Mafia. If you're still watching, I'd love if you could drop a like on the video to give some support. Let's continue. In crafting this unique narrative, the developers took meticulous steps to ensure historical accuracy. They traveled to Sicily multiple times, collaborating with local experts and historians to authentically capture the environment and culture of the time. For instance, Sicilian knife fighting, a critical element in Mafia lore, is being incorporated into the game, with the team learning from knife experts to ensure that the game's combat sequences align with real-world traditions. Additionally, the game is set in the countryside of Sicily, which remains largely unchanged since the early 20th century, creating a perfect setting for an immersive narrative. Despite the expansive rural environment, the game won't be an open-world experience. While players can explore the map on foot, in cars, or even on horseback, the focus will remain firmly on the story. The developers specifically avoided the sprawling open-world design of Mafia 3, which offered a more sandbox-style gameplay. Instead, the Old Country draws inspiration from its predecessors, where the world exists around you but your primary goal is to experience the linear narrative-driven journey. The decision to set the game in 1900s Sicily marks a departure from the more modern settings of previous Mafia titles. By exploring the origins of the Mafia at the dawn of the 20th century, the developers aim to introduce a fresh, intriguing perspective. As Alex Cox explained, this period offers a unique blend of the old world and the dawn of modern technology. The story of Enzo, who begins his journey in a Sicilian sulfur mine and rises through the ranks of the Mafia, offers a fresh take on the classic rags to riches narrative. Enzo's background is one of hardship and deprivation, and his journey through the world of organized crime will be a deeply personal one. Nick Baines noted that Enzo's character would resonate with players due to his unique backstory compared to other protagonists in the Mafia series. His journey from the lowest levels of society to the power structures of the Mafia will unfold in a way that feels both familiar and new. The game is positioned as an entry point for new players to the Mafia series, offering a fresh storyline that doesn't require prior knowledge of the previous games. While there will be connections to the larger Mafia universe, the primary focus of The Old Country will be on its own story, with Enzo's rise to power at its core. For returning fans, however, there will be subtle references and nods to the broader world of Mafia, providing rewarding details for those invested in the series. A major highlight of the trailer, unveiled at the Game Awards, was the breathtaking recreation of 1900s Sicily. The team's efforts to authentically capture the island's architecture, landscapes, and historical nuances were evident in the visuals. As Alex Cox pointed out, the world is beautiful and carefully crafted, with players having the freedom to explore its various rural locales. While the game won't offer endless side quests, the lush environments will serve as a backdrop for the main story, encouraging players to immerse themselves in the world while driving or riding horseback through the Italian countryside. The trailer's reveal showcased the promise of a deeply cinematic experience. While GTA 6 will undoubtedly offer a sprawling open-world experience, The Old Country aims to carve out its own identity by focusing on a gripping, linear journey set in a beautifully recreated historical setting. For fans of Mafia stories, the game will provide a fresh perspective on familiar themes, while newcomers will find a compelling entry into the Mafia universe. The game's release in summer 2025 promises to bring a unique, focused experience that sets it apart from the open-world crime games currently dominating the genre. If you'd like to see more from Mafia The Old Country, make sure you like the video right now and subscribe.